Ladies and gentlemen, the NFL season for 2025 is officially kicked off. Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles on banner night. The Eagles pull off the win 24-20. It started off a really great first half, then halftime hit, then rain delay, and the second half was like halted to like a snail's pace. No one really, I don't even think teams scored after early third quarter or even half. I don't even know that if teams scored in the second half. I'm not really sure anymore. That's for a couple of reasons. One, being the defensive adjustments. We saw a ton of defensive adjustments. We saw the Cowboys start to bring more pressure to kind of hurry up Jalen Hurts. But in response to that, Jalen Hurts was destroying them on the run game. I think he finished with like 2 or 5 more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley this game, because obviously the Cowboys had a goal to make sure if they were going to get beat, it was not going to be by A.J. Brown or by Saquon Barkley. So Jalen Hurts had a huge hand in why they won this game. I think he got 2 rushing touchdowns. I could be wrong about that. And he threw the ball where he needed to, got some throws, but his legs. He really destroyed the Cowboys with his legs. Why the Cowboys just continued to not put proper spies on him every single time, especially when he was just by himself in the backfield, I'll never understand. But they didn't, and he made them pay every single time. And that's really what happened. Time of possession, along with Jalen Hurts finding ways to extend plays. Dallas Goedert did a great job. He got a lot of catches in there, was able to really solidify. I think he was really the only passing game. I know Smith had like 2 or 3 receptions. A.J. Brown had 1 reception, I think. So it was a really, really weird game. The Eagles did not play their best, starting with the obvious Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott, getting ejected immediately like 10 seconds into the game, not even playing 1 snap. He didn't record 1 snap. So that happened, got ejected. Finding out that Dak Prescott spat in the direction of the Eagles huddle / Jalen Carter. He took offense to that. Dak was in his face, so he just spat on Dak. Still shouldn't have done it. Very dumb move. And that is a penalty. That is a penalty. And so he was ejected, especially knowing what the league is trying to enforce this year. Just stupid. Can't be doing it. I will say, everyone who went online and started posting mugshots of Jalen Carter and started talking about character issues and this is why he fell in the draft, all that nonsense, you all, like, fuck you all. Fuck all of you. Fuck all of you. You couldn't wait to get those tweets off. Should he have done it? No. Does he have character issues? Probably, yes. I think we can agree, yes. With that being, at least character issues when it comes to the antics he does on the field, with some off the field issues when he was in college, yada yada. But you could not wait to get those tweets off. So I hope you have the same energy when you say, hey, did she have done it? No, but we can admit that we were wrong to attack him like this. Dak did spit first and was disrespectful first, and that should be noted. Will people do it? They will not do it. And it's very unfortunate that Jalen Carter got painted in this way to start the season. Still, it was on him. He still should not have done what he did because his team really missed him out there. Just like the Cowboys missed Micah Parsons. Because, oh my goodness, the Cowboys defense feels like they have 11 like linebackers out there, dude. Just for a team that defensively did a pretty good job handling the Eagles receivers, and the linebackers did a good job collapsing and limiting Saquon's effectiveness in the run game. They just didn't feel like their presence was there because I think they recorded 1 or 2 sacks, maybe just 1 sack this game. It came very late. Besides that, for like 3.5 quarters of football, they had no presence whatsoever. Eagles defense also, the interior didn't have that much presence because of Jalen Carter's him not being in the game. And that should show you how much an individual player as good as Jalen Carter is matters to this team because the entire game plan for the Cowboys changed offensively. Like the stuff they were trying to go out of their way not to do to make him ineffective, he wasn't there anymore. They went straight to where he was going to be, where he should have been. And I also do think that the Cowboys, as good as CeeDee Lamb was tonight, I think he let Dak Prescott down because I'm not going to lie to you. Dak Prescott looked pretty damn good. He looked pretty scary, bro. He was slanging that rock, bro. He was slanging that rock. Even with pressure all up in his face because his O-line couldn't block for it. If that's the effort the Cowboys O-line is going to show this year, it's going to be a very long season for Dak. It's going to be a very long season. Because CeeDee Lamb, even though he had like 7 or 8 receptions for 100+ yards, he had, the broadcast kept saying 2. He actually had 3 major drops, but 2 really major drops late that really messed up the game for the Cowboys. There's a couple reasons why the Cowboys lost. CeeDee Lamb's not the entire reason, but CeeDee Lamb is the reason why they were not able to come back. Okay, because the drop I really, really want to talk about is the one. Well, there's 2. Yeah, there's 2 drops that I mean, and that really mattered. But the last one in particular was a difficult catch. Yes, when he had to extend his arms a little bit, he was like leaning, like pretty flying forward. But when you wear that 88 for the Cowboys, and I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I know what 88 means for the Cowboys, the 88 club. When you wear that number, when you demand the money that he demanded in the offseason, they expect you, and you should expect yourself to make catches like that. You just have to. You have to find a way to help your quarterback because Dak was putting the ball in immaculate places, and you dropped it twice, almost damn near back-to-back if it wasn't back-to-back. And the other one he dropped, he was just dropping passes where it's like, brother, you can't do that. Because there was a pass, I think in the early third before the weather delay or the second quarter, where Dak was slinging the ball. And it was like, it could have been a midfield possession to extend the drive on third down, and CD just straight up dropped it. That was a drop that was a momentum killer because no team scored for the rest of the game, basically. So if they get that momentum, I think it was after the fumble, if they get that first down conversion, they're in plus territory and they can get another score in there. So that was very unfortunate to see that. So CD, as great as he was and as effective he was, he had some major drops that did not help them come back. Now, the lack of run game in the Cowboys, at least tonight, is a huge concern because that O-line is not good. That O-line was struggling with simple, very direct blitzes. Not even blitzes, but like pass rush. And it was a turnstile for Dak. The run game was non-existent no matter how exotic they got. They kept getting negative yards. Then Dak would have to go expected to complete a 3rd and 12 conversion. Like just things that are not realistic. Things you wouldn't want to put your offense in time and time again in a close game. All right, so there's a lot of things the Cowboys have to work on, but I'm telling you right now, if nothing else, Dak Prescott looks really, really good. I do not believe CD will have drops like this again. I really do think he'll play way better because if it wasn't for the drops, CD probably have like a 9 or 10 reception game with like 150 yards, to be honest with you. Those 3 drops were really costly, but he really could have had an all-time season-starting game for himself, to be honest with you. And that Sanders fumble was just critical. They never recovered. From that, and that is really, really, really unfortunate, man. Because the Cowboys' strategy for winning for the last couple of years is keep the game close, at least into field goal range, and they have one of the best kickers, if not the best kicker now in the NFL, and they just win games from kicking. The Cowboys, even since Romo, have notoriously won games from kicking field goals, man. Because they just never miss in a must-have field goal situation for some reason. So that's it for the game, man. It was 24-20. Eagles notch out the win. Not a very impressive win because, to be honest, the Cowboys, it was very self-inflicted. Drops that just CD cannot have. CD cannot have that number and be dropping those passes. He has to do better. If CD even catches one of those passes of those 3 he dropped, this is a completely different game. All right. So who knows if they win, but it's a different game. It's a completely different outcome, in my opinion. So that was very interesting. I do like George Pickens' role in this offense. I do think he's going to get more touches or more looks. I think he's going to get more targets. I do think he's going to have more of a heavy role in the offense as the season goes forward. I do believe CD will have a bounce back game next week, so I'm not concerned about that. So like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts on this game. Great win for the Eagles still. It's a division rival. They're never easy or not supposed to be easy. They notch out a win to start the season going 1-0. Is not easy in the NFL, so they'll have a lot to work on, but I think a lot of it is fixable. I'm very concerned about Dickerson because his health is really vital. His health is really, really, really vital. Because that O-line, you don't want to start losing. How great that O-line is, you don't want to start losing O-linemen like that because that will not be good for Jalen Hurts. But, hey, very impressed. Jalen Hurts did his best Lamar Jackson impression tonight in terms of just using his legs to be as effective as humanly possible and just find a way to win. Tush push is still superior. Cannot beat it. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. See y'all next one. Peace.